You're gonna be mad at me. Guys, how is everybody doing? Continuing on my Halloween series that I'm doing until Halloween. Thank you all so much for the support on Halloween Resurrection. That is now my that is my third most viewed YouTube video. You're all insane. Thank you. So, thank you for the success of that. I'm going to be continuing this and give you my thoughts on Halloween Ends, and then hopefully today I'll have one of my rankings out, and then the next 2 days you'll get my other two rankings. With that all out of the way, here are my thoughts on the very, very controversial Halloween Ends. Before I even begin, Halloween Ends was a very hyped movie back when it was first coming out. Before I begin, I want to tell you about it. So in Halloween 2018, the world was shocked by the Halloween 2018, the first requel of the Halloween franchise, and it gave the opening to the requel subgenre of horror, and it was also a huge surprise by us Halloween fans. But it was also a little bit controversial. A lot of Halloween fans said that it was one of their favorite sequels. It was top 5. Hell, it's my second favorite Halloween movie. But there are some few Halloween fans that said that it was just okay and they didn't love it like everyone else. And then also Halloween Kills came out, which not everybody loved, but it's one of my personal favorite entries into Halloween franchise. It wasn't well received by critics, but it was well received by audiences and some Halloween fans. Some people didn't like it because it didn't have story, it didn't have good characters, but the movie was only so to some people it was only good because of Michael Myers and the kills in the movie, which by going by its title. And then they talked about Halloween Ends coming out the next year. And they said that this movie was going to piss off almost every Halloween fan, which I don't think was the right move to say when Halloween Kills was so beloved by fans. Yeah. Mm. And how did that turn out? And let me tell you, when this movie was first coming out, when the first weekend it was out in theaters, the only things I heard was that from critics and from Halloween fans, what they only said one thing about the film: you are going to be mad. And Halloween Ends was probably my most anticipated movie from last year. I was hyping the shit out of the movie. I probably even said it in my other Halloween videos. So of the original 2018 End Kills, when I reviewed those movies leading up to Halloween Ends, I'm pretty sure I even said in my reviews that this was probably my most anticipated movie, and I was so excited for it. And then I watched it. It was very controversial. How does Halloween Ends feel 1 year later? You're gonna hate me after this video. I'm sorry. My positives on Halloween Ends is I do like the Corey Cunningham character who has a big role in the movie. Corey Cunningham is a mixture of like Laurie Strode and Michael Myers. For instance, Corey Cunningham is just a regular teenager. Instead of getting drunk or getting high on Halloween night, he's babysitting a little brat and having fun. And instead of drinking beer in the fridge, he drinks chocolate milk. He's a responsible teenager and he only does what he's told. And he has a good part-time job and unlike all of his other friends or all of his other kids his age, he's not doing anything important. He's just living life and just being a normal guy. And then he does a complete tone shift and becomes a different shape of Michael Myers. I like the character because he's interesting. I feel bad for him and he accidentally killed a kid on Halloween when he didn't mean to, and everybody looks at him as if he was some sort of psychopath or some kind of murderer that should be damned to hell in this movie. I feel bad for the Corey Cunningham character until that point in the movie where he becomes an actual murderer because I felt sorry for the guy. I felt sympathy for him and I wanted him to get better. And then the filmmakers do something different with the character from becoming Laurie Strode to a different shape of Michael Myers. I like that. He's an interesting character. I like the tone shift, and even as a killer, he's interesting. But the one thing I have to say, are you meaning to tell me that this guy is able to tackle down Michael Myers and get his mask off of him? I like what they did with Laurie in this movie. Now, I did like her in Halloween 2018. I was a bit upset that they kind of wasted her in Halloween Kills by keeping her in a hospital. Kind of like Halloween 2. But I do like what they did with her, and apparently, I don't know if it was some kind of contract or agreement, I don't know. But she did say that this was going to be the final time she ever played Laurie Strode, and she kind of signed some, like, fake contract thing that she'll never play this character ever again until Hollywood gives her a bigger paycheck, basically. I retired this character. Oh, we'll give you more $1,000. Okay, I'll come back. So, yeah, so apparently this might be the final time we'll ever see the original Laurie Strode, and if that's the case, I'm okay with that. I like what they did with Laurie Strode in here. Instead of making her some kind of Sarah Connor version of Laurie Strode, she's just the normal Laurie Strode, but there's hints of her of that Sarah Connor still in here, with her just moving past Michael. She's moved on from Michael. She doesn't care about Michael Myers anymore. She just wants to live with Allison and take care of her own life. And I dig that. But one thing I will say about that, so, you were hunting down Michael Myers, who tried to kill you 40 years ago, killed all of your friends, and so you're just gonna stop looking for him 4 years later after your daughter was killed by Michael Myers? Nobody liked Karen anyways. How they focus more on Allison in this movie. I really dug the character in the other two Halloween movies. I thought she was an interesting character. In a way, kind of like a new generation of Laurie Strode in a way, where in Halloween 2018, she's just a regular teenager doing drugs and having parties on stuff like that. Just your regular teenager. And then she's also trying to survive and fights Michael, and she hunts him down in Halloween Kills. And then, like Laurie, doesn't want to live with Michael anymore. She's given up on Michael. But I do like how they focus more on her in this movie, making her more of the Laurie Strode of this film. I really like that. I like the Allison character of this franchise. I always thought she was an interesting character, and I'm glad they focus more on her and on her decisions and on what's going on with her and how she's dealing with the fact that both of her parents are dead and what 4 years ago did to her. I really enjoyed that. In a way, I kind of hope that we get like some sort of spin-off sequel following Allison because I honestly would like to see this character again. She's interesting and fun, and I honestly like her character, and I'm glad that focuses more on her. And the way that she gives her happy ending, if we don't see her again, I'm happy with that because if this is the final time we see Allison, I'm fine with that. But at the same time, I kind of do wish that we get to see a spinoff of her. I highly doubt it ever happened, but if we get the announcement that Allison's gonna have her own spinoff, I'd be good with that. My final positive is just something short that I really liked, and it was a reference to the original 1978 Halloween film when it recreated the infamous Bob kill, which is my favorite Halloween kill in the entire franchise.
Okay, Linda. Come on out.
And so how they recreate it is they have this doctor and this nurse where this doctor is sleeping with this nurse and she gets like the promotion. She gets I don't know what it is. It's a promotion basically. And then Corey and Michael both break into the house. Corey kills the doctor because apparently the doctor is a dick to Allison. Since Corey loves Allison, he kills the doctor because he's a gigantic douche to her. And then Michael recreates the awesome Bob kill by putting the nurse against the wall and stabbing her against the wall. It's a great kill. But one thing I don't understand about Bob's kill in the original, how big was that knife? Now moving on to my mixed aspects, and this is probably the big one, and that is the risk that they took for this film. Now, this movie was advertised to shit as the final battle between Michael and Laurie. The final time we'll ever see these two original characters go head to head in a battle to the death. Well, not quite.
Fuck! Fuck! Fuck, motherfucker! You fucking... You know how fucking stupid you fucking are! No!
Now, this movie was advertised for that. It was on the posters, advertisement, TV spots, whatever advertisement you can think of was just Michael versus Laurie. And the title of this movie was Halloween Ends. But they don't show that until the final, like, 25 minutes of the movie, which was kind of a letdown. And the risk that they took was barely having Michael Myers in it and having the Corey Cunningham character, who I do like, come in and be the new generation of Michael. What I like about that is that Halloween 2018 kind of shows what past evil will do to you in the future. Halloween Kills shows what evil will do to an entire community, and Halloween Ends shows that evil does not die, it changes shape. I like what they did there. It's interesting, but if you're going to advertise your movie as Michael versus Laurie, you did this at the wrong time to do it. I like the risk that they took. I like the Halloween movie that we got. I as looking at this as its own Halloween film. It's a great film. I love what they did here, but they did it at the wrong time. If you're gonna have your Halloween Ends movie be the conclusion to your trilogy that you've been making for 4 years and advertise it as Michael versus Laurie, why would you do that? Speaking of which, the final battle is okay, I guess. It's not the best battle that we've got with Michael versus Laurie. To me, the best Michael versus Laurie that we ever got was Halloween H2O, which I've actually come around to like. I really do like the final battle in Halloween H2O more than I like it in here. It's kind of disappointing, and it's just because Michael just shows up. If Corey didn't take off Michael's mask and try to be Michael Myers for a second, first off, how did Michael find out where Corey was going? How did he find Corey? How did he know where it was? I don't understand. So it's just pure coincidence that Michael just showed up to Laurie's house, put on his mask, and just decided to kill who was ever in that house. So if Michael never showed up, how would the movie have ended? That doesn't make any sense. And the final battle that we get between them is not even interesting. Michael doesn't really put up much of a fight. He gets his arm broken and he gets stabbed and cut, and then he gets thrown into a car shredder. Basically, if you're watching this movie to see Michael versus Laurie, then just go ahead and watch the trailer because you won't get a bang for your buck if that's what you're looking for. That's my negatives, and I only really have one issue with this film, and that is that they wasted Lindsay Wallace. Wallace was the original little girl in the original 1978 Halloween film, and is also in Halloween Kills, but they also kind of waste her in there, which is one of my issues with Halloween Kills. But they go ahead and bring her back again, and she's only in like 3 scenes in the entire movie, and then we don't even get to see her at Michael's funeral. So, what was the point of bringing her back if you weren't gonna do anything with her? The only scenes I was seeing with her is her playing a deck of cards with Allison and a bartender. Cool. So, you're gonna bring back a legacy character and not do anything with her in the sequel? Might as well just killed her off in Halloween Kills like you did with Tommy Doyle. Oh, guys, I really dig Halloween Ends. I really like Halloween Ends. Maybe because on my Eponymous rewatch, walking into the movie that I know what I'm about to watch this time instead of the movie advertised as Laurie versus Michael again. Maybe if I were to review this movie back when it first came out, I would say it was okay. But now rewatching it, knowing what movie I'm walking into this time, I really like Halloween Ends. It's not the best of the trilogy. It still might be my least favorite of the trilogy, but I still like it for what it is. But if you are looking for this movie just to be Laurie versus Michael, don't check it out. So just watch the trailer if you're looking for that. But if you want to see the conclusion to this Halloween 40 years later trilogy, I don't know how you'll feel about this. If you're looking for just Laurie versus Michael, just go ahead and skip and watch the trailer. But if you look for something refreshing and new for the franchise, go ahead and check out Halloween Ends. So personally, I would say go out and buy Halloween Ends. Guys think about Halloween Ends? Have you seen it? What do you think about it? Do you like this movie? Do you not like this movie? Is this your favorite of the Blumhouse trilogy? Is this your least favorite of the Halloween trilogy? Let me know in the comments below and we will talk about it. If you like this video, like it. If you love to subscribe with bell notifications so you will get notified for my latest videos. And of course, until my next video, see you all next time.